All right, so we've got a Ricoh C5200s with a 5080 sorter, and I'm going to show you how to actually make booklets, but with a thick cover. So here we have a here we have a standard booklet. It's just paper, which is fairly easy to do. But the tough thing is, how do you get this thick sheet, which is 216 GSM, to actually staple onto a standard booklet like this. So what you need to do is you need to have two sources. So we put the thick paper in here into the large capacity tray, okay, and then we do the settings here under user tools, tray paper settings. Make sure this is aimed right. Okay, so we actually do LCT tray here. So I set it to matte, and then I set manual paper settings, and I set it to 216, okay, and coded matte. Okay, so I say okay, okay, oh, exit. All right, so that's set. Now for the regular paper that's going to fill the booklet, I put that in the bypass tray. For some reason, it won't work off of the main tray one, and I think that's because of the orientation of the paper. So the paper has to be this way for the booklet we're doing, which is we're taking standard 8.5 by 11s sheets and folding them in half. So we want to make sure that that tray is set right also. So tray 1 and manual paper setting, and yeah, I've got it set to plain paper, 66 through 80, which that's pretty much just your standard plain paper, which is what we're using. So okay, all right. So now we've got the printer hardware set up. Put this drawer back in. Okay, don't need to do anything with this as long as it's hooked up. We're going to print like 50 of them here, so actually can lower this, take that out of the way, lower this to go into a box, because it won't be able to handle much here. So I have to move this stuff out of the way, and then we'll be dumping them into a box. But first I need to print the covers. So I'm going to do that now. I'll show you how to do that. All right, I'm at my computer, and I've got the PDF of the cover, which has both sides. It's actually going to be the cover and then the inside cover. So I'll just hit print on that, and I set it to 8.5 by 11. Let's go into properties here. Okay, so we need to make sure that it's coded matte, large capacity tray, which is where they are right now. And I already set that one for 216, so we're okay there. We want to make sure that it's prints on both sides of the paper. Okay, and let's print out 49 of those. Here goes nothing. Okay, let's go see if it's working. Got the blue light, that's promising. I'm just pulling from that tray. Oh, whoops. I still had it set to cover mode for the booklet. I'll show you what that's about later, but it's just a blank sheet for this. Oh boy, it's going to produce a cover for every page. That's going to be a pain. But the pages look good. Not bad. Okay. All right, we've got all 50 pages printed, so then we put those back in the large capacity tray. I'm hoping that that's the right way up. Well, I'll test print once, make sure. All right, so we put that in. Okay, and then we want to put our regular paper into the bypass tray. Get this stuff out of the way. Get my regular. Remember, I already have the bypass tray set to normal paper. So let me loosen that a little bit. It's kind of tight. There we go. All right, back on the computer here. So this is our original PDF of the entire file. So we don't want to print the first 2 pages again. So let's go to click print. All right, so now first thing we do is go page 3 through 14. Whoops, I bumped the mouse. Let's try that again. 3 through 14. Okay, so you want to eliminate the first 2 pages. Okay, now we want to do properties. Okay, so we're going to have plain and recycled, and we're going to switch that to the bypass tray, and we're going to staple 2 at the center. Okay, and then we're going to go to detailed settings, and under cover we want a large capacity tray input, and leave it blank because we don't want to print on it again. And it actually will be the front cover, so because I already tested it. All right, let's double check our settings here. Plain single, 8.5 by 11, 2 at the center. Short end bind means it's not going to flip the next page upside down. It'll be all the right side up. So you want to make sure short edge bind. Okay, so that looks good. Okay, and we see all the interior pages. So let's go ahead and print 1 and test it. Okay, print. Let's check it out. It'll take a minute to send it all to the printer. All right, we've got our blue light, which is good. Now it should pull from the paper first, the standard paper. Okay, and what it'll do is it'll store all the paper in the sorter here first. Okay. Theoretically, it should pull a cover from that sheet once it's... Hey, there we go, we got the light. It's running it through. How's it doing stuff? I heard a staple. Okay, let's see what it looks like. And of course, our first try is wrong. Alright, so we need to flip the paper over because it put the the cover on the other side. Alright, so that's no big deal. So we just need to go in here. Oh wait, let's make sure it's right side up. It is right side up, so that's good. So we just need to flip these like so, which is kind of hard to do with one hand. Sorry. Okay, so now we flipped it over. All right, now I think I can actually try 50 or so. All right, back on the computer here. All right, so we flipped the paper over, so it should be good to go. So let's go ahead and print 50 of those. And whoa, I almost forgot to change this to number 3, not 13, 3. So we don't print the cover twice. Okay, and you can check that cover's gone now. Alright, we should be good to go. Let's do it. Alright, here goes nothing. Let's go watch it. Now one thing that took a while was to figure out what size paper we could put down there, and it turns out it's 216 GSM was the max. So we tried 300 GSM, and the printer just shut off. It just says, nope, I'm not doing it. It doesn't even give an error or anything. It just says, nope. So it has to be 216 or GSM or smaller for the cover sheet. And then you probably could use 216 for the whole thing, but we're just using regular paper for the inside. So, all right, now it's pulling the regular paper again. Okay, here comes the cover. Hopefully it's right this time. There's the staples. Okay, that looks right. All right, so. Oh, yeah. All right, so that looks right. Look at that. So I think we have done it. Now we have a fully integrated book, all in one step. So you don't have to fold things or staple things, or just create a nice book. All right, thanks for watching. Hopefully that helped. Have a good day. Bye.